I really like that all these famous people come down on me. Right, Mark? Musk? Jeff? Boy, these names seem familiar. Right, guys? It must have been Mark Zuckerberg's company that sold my shit third party. It would make sense. Jeff Bezos would approve something like that. And Elon Musk, well... Oh, hey, look at that minimum wage right there. So crazy. You know, people, huh? Yeah, tax the rich. That's what Joe Biden said. That made me think about voting for Joe Biden. It was that sentence that made me feel like I would vote for Joe Biden. And I didn't. I talked so much shit on that guy. And I feel bad. This may sound silly, but while I was smoking weed, one of my, one of my peeps that I know that's a personal friend, they own a shop, they, legal shop. And she told me that Joe Biden, I said, Joe Biden said the N-word. She's like, who hasn't? And she's half black. And it was the first time I heard that. I said, wow, that's crazy. And she was just kind of like, yeah, who hasn't, And I just stood there frozen. She said, Joe Biden's a good man. I know it's hard for you to believe, but I'm half black and I can say he's a good man, even though he said the N-word a few times in history. But who hasn't? I was like, well, damn. I don't know what to say to that. I was like, I said a few things that were against Joe, but I started trying to listen to Joe when he does string his sentences together. Maybe homie's taking a nap in the office because he doesn't really fucking like what you guys are talking about. You're boring him. I don't know. I don't know Joe Biden as a human being. So that's really where it's at. Teach your child to be a good friend because some people don't go home to love. Yeah, I'm one of those people that have endured such hardships. No day was love for me. I don't remember days of childhood with love. It's pretty fucked up. You know who didn't get indicted? Hillary Clinton. That is interesting. Get that shit out of here. Merry Christmas, Steve Bannon has now been indicted by a federal grand jury. Has an arrest warrant, will soon be signed by the magistrate. That's what I'm talking about. The Seventh Circuit Court. If I ever had to, I would take it to the court like that. Everyone has the right to take it to the federal circuit court. I learned that when I was incarcerated. That's because I read law books. What? The danger of stalking American democracy has far from past its acceleration. Or it's accelerating. Yeah, I get stalked by famous people pretty much. Probably even now. Even now they probably watch me, right, assholes? That's for you. Democracy can't exist without a strong republic. If our republic is damaged, then that's why democracy is failing. It's on the republic's end. I took the time to investigate. Republicans have all the cheese. That's fucked up. Don't know who needs to hear this, but guys like Kyle Rittenhouse turn into guys like Brett, whatever the fuck his name is, who make the rules for Kyle Rittenhouse. Check this out. I did a lot of thinking about Kyle Rittenhouse. At first I was like, yeah, fuck him, he's a child molester. To be fair, no one deserves death, and prison's too good for a child molester. And I'm going to stand by that for my own fucking opinion. But Kyle Rittenhouse, you're smirking when you're crying. I have a degree in being able to read motherfuckers. It's called human emotions. The body language you presented is bullshit. It's on camera. Your tears are forced. You threw up racist signs on the back end. You're a bad man. Kyle Rittenhouse, you're an extremist. They say that BLM was an extremist. Well, what do you call one white dude with a fucking loaded gun walking the streets and a pile of people with nothing but the gun in his lap? And he starts shooting on him. Was he really defending his town, or was he looking for trouble with a gun and he just shot the first few people that decided to test him? There was a murder case I remember watching, First 48, where the woman basically got caught because she put the gun on the table and she enticed an argument with her husband to get him irate and then shot him dead. She purposely made him irate and killed him. It was on the First 48. Kyle Rittenhouse reminds me of the First 48 episode I watched a week ago. Don't know who needs to hear this, but guys like Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, we already read that. Okay, so America, where Kyle Rittenhouse is owning an AR-15 is considered a right, while his victim's health care is considered a privilege. The right of free health care is given in England and not in the United States. That's an embarrassment to us when everyone knows the Queen has us in her pocket. Okay? We'll fight over that tea and crumpet over there. That's the real talk, too, is that, like, it's sad as an American and raised in the west of California, SoCal, I feel like other countries are better than this. Like, England doesn't just shoot your ass, they just beat the shit out of you with their clubs, and they give free health care, and other places offer college. Canadians get to smoke weed wherever they want. No one cares. There's no laws against that shit. They're just like, this stuff is like, this is a progressive movement where the world's like, okay, I don't think giving abortions out is cool. I think whoever decided to sign off on abortions is a fucking idiot. You're going to burn in hell for that. You got to burn in hell for your sins. Bro, you guys, every child that's killed is on your conscience. Either you have a soul or you don't. We all have a soul. Don't let Nick Cannon tell you we animals. We still have a soul even though you can act like an animal. There's a reality. That's good history. You're pre-Latin lens. A lot of people don't know about that. I guess being an investigative journalist, that's where it comes down to. Yeah, why are these assholes always get to walk around free? I got put in prison for a few years because I defended my house against people who tried to home invade me, and you all told me I had weed in my house, and you told me I had child endangerment because I had weed in my house, and you threw me in jail. But now weed wouldn't get you in trouble like that. That's fucked up. What do you guys think about that? You guys want to go do 2 years for some marijuana while you walk around free? Assholes. Nancy Pelosi is missing a shoe because it's up Kevin McCarthy's ass. You know what? Nancy Pelosi did something in the recent couple of months that made me change my opinion of her for some reason. And actually seeing that she doesn't cater to Joe Biden or Trump and hearing Biden's complaints about that reminds me that Nancy Pelosi does her own thing. It's possible that Nancy Pelosi's been in the House for so long because she's got big balls. Bigger balls than all the men who play games. And those big balls, they can't handle it. And those big balls are rocking the halls. Jingle bells, bitch. How's that for a nice holiday metaphor? Happy Thanksgiving. And a Merry fucking Christmas and a Happy New Year. America needs to wake up, as Germany once did, to the awareness that 1/3 of our people would kill another. Yeah. I've said this many times, and I'll say it now. I don't want to kill anyone, but if you come to my doorstep to hurt me, I will kill you. Like, if it's my life or yours, I'm not going down. There's the third breaking down into fractions. And she did that just ninthly. Not ninthly, because I'm doing the math right now from her 1/3 fractions. It rounds out to about 1/10 of a fraction to a full. Because it's 1/3, so you're going to get 3/9. That's pretty cool. I was trying to do the math. I started talking about it. My bad. Let's keep pushing. Can't believe insurrection. What? Insurrection. Oh, God, I can't say it. Insurrectionist. I think I got it. Ugh, I murdered that word. I haven't said it well. Jenna Ryan got only 60 days jail time. I got 2 years. Fuck the 2 years I got, because that's bitch time. Let's talk about what happens when you get in a fight in jail. So if you get in a fight in jail, in prison, you lose 60 days just for a fight. If you put a stitch, for every split and every stitch you give, that's a year. You know what I mean? In-house jail murder is only 10 years. You could get more off of stitching someone than you could killing them. How does that make sense inside the prison system? Let's keep pushing. Institutional racism. It does exist, I have to say now, because the sheriff's badge was represented by slave owners during the cotton picking days and the Indian days, and that's fucked up. The sheriff's badge hasn't changed much. It's the same thing. You know what? When the cops were beating me, Officer Reed and Sosa, I asked them, kill me. Just fucking do it already, you know? And they were like, why do you want that? You're white. Can you imagine having the sheriffs tell you when you ask them to kill you while they're strangling you, slamming your head into the fucking door? You know what I mean? And your head's bleeding. I had to pretend I was suicidal just to get to a hospital because they refused Staff Sergeant to help me. They beat me in front of my wife and shielded her so she didn't watch it. My head was slammed. I had a hole in the side of my head. I was bleeding out of my temple. I already had metal plates in my head. They jeopardized my entire life, my vision. They didn't kill me because I had balls and I wasn't scared and I was white. I was judged and prosecuted before I ever met a judge, and I never went to a jail cell. They filed a fucking a warrant for my arrest like 9 or 10 months later, a week before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, bitch. Can you imagine that? 60 days. You're real lucky because in prison, I lost a year in about a month by fighting back to back to conserve my rights, to never sell out. Embarrassing. Let's keep going. I like this lady's shit she has to say. It's not shit. It's okay, Andrea. No, it's juicy. It's so juicy. It's like juicy couture. This shit to me is more, this information's more juicy than all of your money. You know, you couldn't pay me to shut up at this point. You'll just have to kill me. I believe is what they're gonna do. I'm all such is life. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer. He didn't have to go outside with his AR-15. It's like he was looking for trouble, you know? The African Americans are out there because they're tired. I went out there and marched with BLM because I was tired. I was beat by the police before George Floyd died. I removed my mayor from my city, and the FBI investigated him, and I found out that he had, like, you know, the N-word, and he was calling me the N-word, and I'm white. He was calling everyone the N-word. There was all sorts of dirt. Mayor's like, oh, I'll call you back and give me 48 hours. 2 weeks later, he never called me back. He fucking retired. That was the beginning of the unravel of how deep the rabbit hole goes. The longer justice waits, the more emboldened these traitors will feel. See, she's speaking about Hitler, and if you know your knowledge about Hitler, like, I'm a historian and a philosopher. A lot of people don't know this fact. There's a lot of weird Hitler facts that people don't know about. Here's the few I'm going to pass to you. And the only reason I know is because I study history. That's why I know as much about Hitler as I do MLK. You know what I mean? Here it goes. Hitler used to have an erection. Every time he would, like, speak to people, he'd get aroused. Like, that's how turned up for what that dude was getting. I'm not going to tell you the source that told me these because y'all will be pretty mad, but the person that told me said that his mother was, like, married to Adolf Hitler's brother, and then she divorced him, I believe, and then the dude that was working at the video game store was, like, Hitler's brother's fucking kid. But she was married to a fat little Italian man or whatever. Let's keep pushing. So Hitler also had a problem with like ejaculating on people and pissing on people in the crowds. Pretty weird. He was a militant genius, unfortunately, but he was also a psychopath and a coward. That's why he shot himself when we went to go get his ass. He was like, oh, fuck that. Boop. And the sad thing is that Hitler hated himself. Despite his talented mind, I always said if Hitler would actually did good in the world, he could have produced good things. But he was evil. He was driven for self-ambition like Napoleon and many other conquerors, Genghis Khan before him. You could even argue Columbus as a conqueror. He shouldn't have ever came to the West. I'm Lakota, and I'm a product of the West one. George Washington's my grandpa. And even I'm ashamed that he owned slaves. And someone told me he treated slaves well. I said, really? And I didn't, you know, I just humored them. I said, okay, that's cool. No, so I actually looked it up, and no, he was not cool. Come on, granddad, you fucking ass. You know, at least he was smoking, but I don't want to go to hell, so if we'd screw my temple up, I'll quit it. I don't know who to say fuck to. I would have to have a conversation with Trump and Joe Biden in the same room to actually say that to them. I have made rap songs shitting on both of them because I believe this. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, do. You know, but that was made because I didn't want to shit on one without the other. I made a Trump 2021, and that was like, I don't know. I saw a picture of Trump in a limousine with a minor, and that bothered me. And then, you know, Trump said some shit I didn't really agree with. Like, he didn't really care for Elizabeth Gresenberg. That's fucked up, bro. I care about Mother Guy. I'm sorry he didn't. And I didn't really like it when he said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, and he tweeted it. That was pretty fucking lame. As a leader, that could invoke riots right there. And that's just me as a common man. You know? Martha Stewart, Richard Burr, David Pirro, and Kelly Loeffler have done are credibly accused. I feel like the more... Oh, I'll mention it right now. Don't worry about it. You and me, we'll tag these idiots together. Fuck, dude. Look at that question she asked. Anyone else see that? This I don't mean to say this bitch hood-like, but this chick... Whew... if men could get pregnant and abortion, listen, all I'm going to say is men shouldn't be getting pregnant. We're going to end it right there. I'm not going to humor that too much. I believe in what God's purpose was, and putting babies in my stomach and gems in my forehead is not what I want. Right? And that's the sick thing, is that the Republicans are probably the ones that are, this is on them. You know what I think? And I'm going to throw this out there. If the Democrats did a coup, it was to avoid another disastrous 4 years. What if the Democrats had to do it because he's too crazy? What if that's really what happened? What if they said, well, our democracy dies with this man another 4 years? We can't do it. Look what happened in the years of Trump. At first I was like, it was just BLM mad, but the more I thought about it, it was the anger of what I always felt and everyone else around me. Where's my fucking money, man? Where's my fucking break? I need a fucking break. I want a big car. Where's my fucking jet? Where's all this big ass pointless fucking money for my life? Why the fuck did you know if you were a private citizen, you were all supposed to get $1 million at birth? Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. And everyone else's bank account. If these rich assholes would just fucking give back to the system, we could become the strong nation, but they're so busy ready for the bunkers and the bombs, they're too scared to fucking do the job. They need to get out of office, every single one. Get them out. Put Andrea in there. She seems to be she knows what she's talking about. Put that chick in there. Let her do the job of all the names of the people she talked about. Let her do the jobs of everyone that's fucking she mentioned. I like this chick. I like you, chick. You're doing big things. Why would the police officer open up to let him in? Because the police are the terrorists. Oh my God, that's why defunding the police is so important. We have to defund the police. It makes sense now to me to abolish them so we have the opportunity to grow a new system. We have to take the patriarch of the white man down, actually, and rebuild something new that consists of all flavors and colors. It's the only way. It's the only way we'll ever all get along. At this point, we're so fucking divided, they should call us DUS. Divided us. Because we don't get along. At all. At all. You know how many times I get called cracker and shit just for walking around? Or just for liking pussy and not being gay? I told my son not to worry about makeup because he's a man. Someone got upset I said that. I said, he's going to be a man when he grows up. Deal with that. What if he wants to be a lady? I'll let him know that doesn't make sense and read the Bible to him. That's what I said. You're fucking racist. If that's what I am, fine. I'm not hating on gays, you know. I'm just saying that my son, you know, is not going to grow up in a system that confuses him with right and wrong the right, backwards, forwards. This is not the boomerang game, okay? Yeah, Mike Pence. I called Mike Pence's betrayal, well, it may not be a betrayal if he sided with the Democrats and only stayed close to Trump to make sure that he could, which explains why he did what he did. Because while Trump felt he was secure, really in the end, it was Mike Pence. Trump may have used millions of lies and then pushed that agenda back. Even Rudy Giuliani is starting to crack. There's a lot of conspiracy behind what Trump and them were doing. And then Trump wants a tower in Russia. Doesn't make a lot of sense. That might explain why the Russians harassed me, right? Hey, Russia, I don't really fucking care how you feel. I showed Putin respect. Okay, and I still respect him. But what you're not going to do is take your little fucking, your little, what are they called? What do you call them? Your USSR fucking Zangief bitches and harass me, dog. Putin, if you got a problem, you're a burly man, right? If you ever have a problem with me, Putin, come down to the United States. Let's have a boxing ring and let the best man win. But do not be surprised if you fight me and find out that I'm not as light-feathered as you think. Don't let these tears fool you. It's the tears of a fallen angel. I should tell you, I was a fallen demon that learned to become an angel. Trump's Willard War Room is like Nixon's Watergate. Yeah, I actually know a lot about Nixon because my mom was a part of Woodstock, and Woodstock was a movement. And when I was out with BLM in my hometown, we talked about that with everyone. I would argue my city had the best turnout. We had no riots and no problems, and the police did what they were supposed to. I personally made the police make me walk across the street for free, or I was jaywalking. They tried to stop me and said, then walk me across. And then I let them know the police had abused me. I'm coming for them. And they said, Reed Sosa Cummings. And then I'll never forget the officer said, so you're him. And I fucking spit on the ground. I said, that's damn right. You know exactly who I am, don't you, you fucking assholes? And he didn't say another word. I said, just do your job and take me across the street before you start a riot. And he fucking quieted up. And I told him, I said, what you're doing right now is the right thing. I said, what the other cops did to me is wrong. You have a chance to redeem yourself and do right to the people. The people are tired. When you go home and your vest and your gun is put down, we the people are in charge. Okay? So there's a lot of things here. There's a lot of shit here. I'm not going to get into it because I got to work on my song next, but... 11 senators and 3 representatives were expelled from Congress for failing to recognize. Right? They recognize the election and supporting insurrection. Yeah, then the law doesn't exist. The law, listen... I'm not talking shit. I'm going to leave my own thoughts on this and not go into it anymore. Well, that's the Joe that bothers me right there. Oh shit, that's kind of scary to read. When a coup attempt goes unpunished, it becomes a training exercise for traitors who are not going to stop until they are successful, in prison, or dead. And that's pretty much how I feel. And that's pretty much how I think everyone else is feeling. For defying a subpoena. So if you agree with me, that's about damn time we give Steve Bannon the same treatment, then raise your hand. Republicans, whose side is this woman on? Republicans made it to, oh, I see. She's doing the contrast. See, I don't know all the history. The time show to them. Yeah, we need to judge them now with judges. I agree. They have to fucking be held accountable. Those who have done. The thing I want to know regarding civil war is why isn't Donald Trump in prison? When I saw January 6th, at first I was like, oh, we're taking back, our lives and shit. That's the first thought I had, and it seemed exciting enough that something dramatic was happening where the people are tired. But then you start seeing the clips where like the cops are just letting them in and like, and I said, well, hey, what kind of fight was that if you just got the door held open for you? You're like, hey, come on in, buddy. Fuck shit up. I can't respect that. That's not a real fight for freedom. You guys were let in. You were let in. It was a coup. You attempted to seize the election. That's what it was. And you failed. And their Trump card was Mike Pence. I could tell Mike Pence never liked Trump. I don't know why, but when I watched them interact, they just, like, the way Trump would always lean on Mike Pence seemed to irritate him. You could always see it in Mike Pence's face. He's like, are you really asking me this question as the president? Because I might as well just be the president right now. That's what I got from Mike Pence sometimes. Why don't I just be the president? Because you keep asking me everything. And the fact Trump would, like, call everyone and stuff was kind of like, dude, aren't you a grown-ass man? Aren't you this huge top dollar cat in New York? Don't you think maybe, just maybe, Trump, that you should have been better than what you were? Deal or no deal? No deal then. Yeah, I did that. Lindsey Graham didn't win his election without cheating. Imagine. Yeah, Lindsey Graham's a piece of shit. That's why his fucking face was all messed up and his hands were bruised. Anyone else remember that picture? I still have it on my phone. Damn. In a world full of Mark Zuckerberg needs to go to jail because he has the power to destroy everyone. He has more power than the entire military because he controls the web right now. So they're trying to get the Facebook and Twitter and these apps are being born to create the social credit system. So we're basically aligned with China. That's what I get. I mean, I don't really know how deep that one goes. That's crazy, dude. I don't know who you are, Andrea, but I would love to talk to you just because you seem like you've done your fucking homework. Matt Gaetz is a Republican member of Congress who sits in the Department of Justice and is being investigated by the Department of Justice for child. Duh. Listen. Let me just say this, Mrs. Andrea. And Lord knows the others are hearing my spies. You ready, Russia? Illuminati likes to have dirt on you. Most of the time, like Bill Cosby, they will have something they made you do. There's that rapper that got a big dick in his ass and had hemorrhaging and then basically is going to do life in prison for that. Good fame. Yeah, I'm not signing that record label. Go fuck yourself. He literally did fuck himself, figuratively speaking. He signed the dotted line and that was just fine. And they did him, he was theirs. He was their little puppet and puppet he was in his butt puppet. I don't like talking about vaccinations. Very sensitive, but I'm going to get to that right now, okay? There's an IQ and an EQ test. You're right. But I'm going to go with the common sense test. I don't trust shit made too fast. Are you going to cook a pie in the oven and then just, like, brush it and then eat that pot pie when it wasn't fucking fermented and delicious? You're going to get a cold, crispy, ugly fucking pie. Soggy and wet. All right, but then here's the IQ to the EQ. You could leave it in there too long and burn it. So it has to have balance to proportion the ratio. Thanks, Chef Ramsay. Excellent. Well done. Beautiful. Immaculate job. Good job, Philip Kamikaze. You did great. Beautiful. You are not a donkey. I'm not a fucking elephant either. I'm just a dude. Fuck their little barn. And they're one alien trapped in fucking chains. Poor little gray, huh? I've read the books, The Nightmare Chambers. They say it's conspiracy, but it makes sense. It's like Shrek. And they rounded them all up. Lord Farquaad, you know what I mean? Look, I'm not... Wait, Osama bin Laden was not allowed to tour America and hold rallies. So why are we allowing Donald Trump to do that? I don't think I'm going to be able to let anyone forget anything. I don't think anyone's going to forget me. I took up the stand on the mic to fight people at the cost of my own life to make changes for us all. That was my goal. Seems like the war is starting to kick off. So I can't back down now. So get ready, you politician pieces of shit. Get ready. All your fucking money is so worthless. Oh, I wish I could take a roll of your hundreds and shove it in my ass like I'm a fag. Just boom, right up in there real quick. Stuff it so high. Yeah, goddamn, bro. Because that's about what it's worth. A big pile of shit in my ass, all right? Peace.